following program contains mature subject matter. Listener discretion is advised. Montreal's news talk leader, CJAD 800 presents Passion with sex therapist Dr. Laurie Betito. Now, here's Dr. Laurie.
Welcome to Passion, a show that's all about love, sex, and relationships. The lines are open for you to call in. If you've got questions, we'll try to give you the answers. Tonight's show is for men and the women who love them, or the women who are trying to love them. We're going to help out the guys, so listen up, maybe take a few notes, but we're going to hear about nice guys, about how you can go from being a loser to a seducer. We're going to be talking with Frank Kermit coming up in the program as well. He's the author of the book, From Loser to Seducer. He writes a lot from a man's perspective. But first, I want to talk about nice guys. We always hear that nice guys finish last, but that's really not the case, and it really depends on the perspective that you approach it from. Interesting new research that shows that nice guys do, in fact, win in the end. What do they win? Well, that's up for debate, right? As to, is this what they want to win? But this is the reality. This is the study. Let me share with you the studies first of all. This was a study of a South American tribe. They obviously went and found a way to come to this conclusion through a very interesting way. But this tribe that once had the highest murder rate known to anthropology, and they found that the most aggressive men ended up with fewer wives and children than milder men. See, it was always thought that the more aggressive men would be the luckiest in numbers, would have the most women, for example. So, but that is not what they found at all. So that's one study, and you can extrapolate to modern society, I think. A study that we could relate to a little bit more, I think, is about nice guys finishing first in the business world. So not just in relationships, although that is our focus here on Passion, but just to illustrate, being nice can go a lot further. And again, it depends how you define further, right? In the business world, it does matter. Being nice and playing well with others gives you a real competitive advantage in the workforce. Project managers get much better performance from their team when they treat team members with honesty, kindness, and respect. Another study showed that product development teams can reap significant quality and cost benefits from socializing with people who work for their suppliers. So these are being nice. Being nice matters. Other studies have shown that the nice guys, it's the aggressive guys, the bad boy, that tends to get more sex. But it's the nice guy that ends up marrying the girl. And I think that's a fact. Women date and like to date bad boys, but they marry the nice guy. But the question tonight is, what is a nice guy? What are the traits that the nice guy has? And what's the difference between a truly nice guy and a guy who has a Mr. Nice Guy syndrome, which you've heard from women before who say, you know what, he was too nice, or I can't go out with you because you're too nice. And guys are always confused by that. What do you mean I'm too nice? And we're going to try and clarify this a little bit tonight. Because the guy who's too nice, the guy who I would say suffers from the Mr. Nice Guy syndrome, is not so attractive to women. So where do we draw the line? Where's the too? Where do we go from being nice to being too nice? And I'd like to hear from men tonight. Has a woman ever said those words to you? You're too nice? And were you confused by that? And how do we define nice? What is a nice guy? The bad boy, it's kind of obvious who the bad boy is, right? And he is the guy who shows who's probably the one we look at as arrogant and full of self-confidence and aggressive and all of that, makes the decisions, and that's the bad boy. But who is this nice guy? Who is he? If you're the nice guy, give me a call. Tell me what makes you nice. Most women will tell you, no, every woman would tell you they want to be with a nice guy. But they tend to not go for the nice guy. They date the jerk or the guy who doesn't treat her well. Why? Are they lying? Do they not want the nice guy? No, I think the woman means it. I think women truly do want to be with a nice guy. But there's a confusion between what a nice guy is and what a really, really, really nice guy is. And that's maybe going too far. I think that's where the problem is. So when a woman refers to a nice guy, she's not talking about the guy that exhibits certain personalities that, frankly, turn her off. And these are the things I'm going to tell you about. What turns a woman off about the nice guy? That's coming up right here on Passion.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by the program From Friends to Lovers. Stop being her emotional cookie man. How does a man turn his female friend into his lover even when she has rejected him in the past? Why would a woman rather date and have sex with a stranger than a male friend she had known for years? What emotional needs do male friends, emotional cookie men, address, and which ones do they violate such that they don't get to date their female friends? What does it take to make a woman date and fall in love with one of her male friends? Why don't women see their male friends as sexually capable beings? What is the difference between a real female friend and a woman that uses men? Find out here in this Frank program, From Friends to Lovers. Stop being her emotional cookie man. On sale now at franktalks.com.
You're listening to Passion with Dr. Laurie Betito on Montreal's news talk leader, CJAD 800.
We're talking about the nice guy. New study that shows that nice guys really do finish first in relationships. Well, in this particular study. But what is a nice guy? Because there's also this problem that you can be too nice. And women have said this all the time. I'm sure there are tons of men who have heard this expression. You're just too nice. And they're like, what do you mean I'm too nice? What does too nice mean? So where do we draw that line? Kevin, do you know how to draw that line?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Kevin?
Oh, fantastic, thanks.
Good.
I've got a girlfriend. I've been married twice.
Okay.
I was a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I make dinner when I got home and this and that. And I've always had, I've been married twice. They both cheated on me. And I met this lady, Nancy, and she lives in Hamilton, Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
And she runs a center for abused women out there. And we got together, and for after 2 years we were together, she says, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
From you?
Yeah.
Huh.
I go down there, I make her dinner, I do this, or we go together, we do everything together. Fantastic.
So you...
Oh, and then she dumped me.
She dumped you. What did she say? What was her reason? 'Cause